we can start recording like yeah, yeah. Okay. I can always edit it on iMovie if I need to. Alrighty, we will get things started. Before we begin, just want to make a quick announcement. If you would like to get a stole or a tassel for graduation for any rising seniors or any graduate students, please Venmo the BAP account. I think it's from what I remember, $12 for the stole, $18 for the tassel. And when we do get the payment, we basically will, oh, geez, that's the wrong one. My bad. We basically will give you both those. If you're on Metro, Professor McGregor, I know teaches a class Tuesday. He basically will hand it to you there. But with that, welcome to another Beta Alpha Psi meeting today. We have Nida Shah from WilkinGuttenPlan here to come speak to us today. So again, if anyone's on Zoom, if you can, please turn your cameras on. Again, have asked a lot of questions, have a lot of fun with this meeting. And again, Nida, I will turn it over to you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Like Jack mentioned, my name is Nida. I'm the Human Resources Coordinator with WilkinGuttenPlan. I've been here for about a year, so I kind of take care of all the onboarding, recruiting, all things retention kind of fall under my umbrella. So that's a little bit about me, and we can get right into the presentation. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so this is a glimpse into who we are here at WG and our internship opportunities. Who am I? Like I just gave a little brief overview. Just to give you guys some context, I graduated from Rutgers University in 2022. I lived in Islin most of my life, and in the summertime, just a quick hobby about me, I enjoy bike riding and hiking. So I'll start into our core values because this is something that's pretty prevalent into our everyday work. We value honesty and candor. So this is someone that's open and sincere in their speech. They're truthful, trustworthy, and present genuine qualities. This is important in what we do, and we really value this in our hiring as well. Mentorship. So this is someone that acts as a role model, shares knowledge, wisdom, advice, whether it be about their career path, providing guidance, motivation, and emotional support. It's a little bit of everything. And you don't need to be in a higher position to be a mentor. It's kind of just a quality that you possess to help others. For me, coming in my first year, I've had several mentors, whether they be at the same level or above me. It's something that we all share amongst one another. And then moving on to being a leader, this is going to be an individual that takes control of a situation through passion, communication, honesty, and ethical behavior. All this for a team to follow and achieve a positive outcome. Being community oriented, this is something that's really important to our firm. We try our best to give back to the community in several different ways. So pretty often we team up with Lakeview School, and it's a school of disabilities. So we try to do different food drives or volunteering opportunities with the firm. Other than that, we do a lot of soup kitchens, packaging different things for the community. So we're really, really responsive to the needs of the community in which we live in and serve. Moving on to being client committed, this one's super important. At the end of the day, we are providing a service to our clients, and we want to go above and beyond for the client, ensuring outstanding deliverables and a positive experience. And then innovative, this is super important. So this is someone who over delivers while creating new ideas, original thinking, creative thinking. I can tell you from experience, right when I had started, my boss asked me if I had any new ideas to kind of better implement into our firm. And since then, we kind of been collaborating all together as a firm, bringing all these new ideas to fruition and kind of just helping with the overall culture of the firm. And then being a team player, this one is also super important. It's someone that's dependable, enthusiastic, and able to collaborate effectively while giving 100%. All for a successful outcome. So this is very important as we both do collaborative work and independent work. You're working with a lot of different team members throughout the day and your time here at WG. So we just want to make sure everyone's a team player, and that's something we really value. Continual learning. This is ongoing and voluntary, a self-motivation, pursuit of knowledge for either personal or professional reasons. So we're always growing, always trying to get better. And we do this in several different ways by just being motivated to continue learning and not ever reaching that ceiling of knowing too much. So we wanted to touch on some of the industries that we service. So CIRA is our first one and our biggest one. And then real estate, closely held business, international commerce group, life sciences and pharma, professional practices, emerging entrepreneurs, not-for-profit, professional athletes, healthcare professional and practices, and technology. And we provide this list all to kind of show you how diverse accounting can be. So you're not really necessarily just working in one little bubble. You get to experience different industries and kind of differentiate which ones you like, which ones you don't like. And then we kind of share that feedback with one another. So starting your career, I don't know if everyone knows the difference between public accounting and private accounting. But just to put in short, public accounting, you're working with different clients, versus private accounting, you're representing one company, you're doing the accounting for one company in specific. Do you like audit or do you like tax? Did you want to have a combination of both? And do you want to work for a small firm or a large firm? So there are a lot of differences in between the two. To start, audit versus tax. So we don't expect many of our interns coming in to have experience in one or the other, or both for that matter. So that's kind of why in our internship, we do both audit and tax. So typically we start out with audit, and then halfway through the internship, our interns move on to tax. So that gives you a feel for both. And then small firm versus large firm. A lot of times in the larger firms, you'll find yourself in a niche little industry, and it's a little hard to experience different industries outside of that. Versus a small firm, you get a little more close personal experience and you're kind of seeing things through altogether. So it is very different. So I will go a little more into our internship. So we have a winter one and a summer one. Our winter one is mid-January through about mid-March. It is hybrid / virtual, so we are very flexible with your school schedules, and it is paid. So we kind of ask you to dedicate 3 full work days for the winter internship. In that time, you get busy season experience and you get both tax and audit exposure. The summertime, we are doing it on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and it is about June through August. Again, it is also paid, and it will be on a hybrid / virtual basis. So what that means is if you'd like to stay home for the most part, you absolutely can. We will be hosting about 6 to 7 different activities throughout the year, throughout the internship. So that might be like intern appreciation day, a different activity that we're hosting in the office. So we ask for the summer interns to kind of be available to be in person from 6 to 7 times a year. Sorry, the internship. And then in the summertime as well, you get tax and audit exposure. And feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Alrighty, so so our internship, what you can expect from it. So one thing is professional growth. All of our internships are kind of structured in a way where we make full-time offers for those that show progression and perform well throughout the internship. So professional growth is something we really value no matter what position you're in. As an intern, you have the opportunity to move into full-time. And when you're a full-time employee, you also have plenty of opportunities for growth as you're assigned a coach at the time of your start of full-time employment. And that coach is in place for you to kind of communicate what your goals and where you want to be in the next year or two. So that growth is ongoing no matter what position you're in. Firm activities. So we do 4 big events throughout the year. We do a fall outing, a holiday party. We do an after tax season party, which we had just celebrated this past Monday. And then we do a summer outing where our firm gets to invite their family members as well. We have a buddy program in place. So all of our interns are assigned a buddy at the time of their start. So they kind of get a go-to person for any questions they might have and a friend to serve throughout the time of their internship. So our buddy program is in place kind of just to help you acclimate into the culture of WG. Moving on to shadowing opportunities. So we try our best to bring our interns into a lot of partner meetings, partner phone calls, so that way they get some relevant experience. So they'll have plenty of opportunities there. We actually schedule a lunch with our tax partners and a lunch with our audit partners. That way you guys get to network and experience that time with both of them, kind of for them to share any wisdom and for you to ask any questions that you might have. Moving on to real world experience. So we try to avoid cookie cutter work. You're working with our accountants on real things that they're working on. So we try to give you the most relevant real world experience during your internship and find that to be beneficial for our interns. You do get extensive training. So we do about a week or 2 of training. And this is ongoing. So if you have any questions, our trainers continue to help you and you're open to ask anything that you'd like. And then lastly, you get to experience WG's culture. To put in short, WG is just a great place to be. For me, I can say that everyone I work with is very happy to be here, including myself. So you can feel that in the culture. Our focus has always been on our employees, and being in HR, I get to be a part of implementing new ideas to better the firm. And that's been very exciting. So, I hope everyone gets to experience WG's culture at one point. So we have some testimonials from previous interns here. I'll just read a few. So first, I always felt welcomed and part of something bigger than just a firm or a job. The WG family really comes to life during this internship experience, and I've never been so grateful to be a part of such an awesome team. The next one, I wanted a company that appreciates their employees, has an open door policy, has group outings, have a relationship with coworkers. a company where you can advance and has a more positive attitude. I knew I was going to get all of that and more at WG. So I'll just leave these up here for a second and then I will skip through these. And then all of these are just photos. Like this photo is our last intern appreciation day. So we had an ice cream truck come. It was like an icy bar, really. And we had all of our interns wear their school apparel. So that was fun this past summer. This is just them playing their games and their goodie bags. So firm culture and fun. Just to break down these photos a little bit. The top right, we did goat yoga last year for Mental Health May. We had a bunch of goats come into the office. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a crazy experience. One of our goats ran into the middle of the road, so probably won't be doing goat yoga again. But to the left, that's some of our staff volunteering at Lakeview School. Underneath, we have on the bottom left, we have two of our partners in our firm at our summer outing. So we did like a beach theme. It was on the boardwalk, so that was fun. In the middle is Ed GuttenPlan's boat. He oftentimes takes all of the interns out on his boat, a lot of the staff, whoever really wants to. He's pretty nice about it. He takes everyone out. And then that last photo is goat yoga again. More pictures. These are our tax day pictures. We actually just had our tax day this past Monday, so we had a celebration. And then you can just see the culture in these photos. We did a scavenger hunt, volunteering opportunities. Okay, so how can you apply? Qualifications and how to apply. Our qualification is just being an accounting major. We're looking for juniors or seniors. We don't really expect you to come in with any experience, so that's totally fine. And then if you want to check us out on our website, you can go to wgcpas.com/internships. And we are hiring for this summer as well. So if you are interested, you can definitely email me your resume. Just some tips to consider: do your research, prepare a resume, practice interviewing, and then just consider what's important to you when picking an internship. So touching on what's important to you, do you want to pick between tax and audit in your next internship, or do you want a feel for both? 2, is a flexible work environment important to you? 3, did you want to go with small, mid-size, or large firm? 4 is how important is commuting to you? 5, do you want a firm that is supportive and involved in your success? And then 6, do you want to enjoy where you work every day? 7 is, are you looking for a career or a job? And there is definitely a difference between the two. So a job is something you kind of just do every day, whereas a career is your growth, your path on your goals. So it is a little different between a job. So all these things are very important to consider when picking what internship you want to take and what career path you want to take in the future. So these are just some campuses that we have visited, and we'll continue this next recruiting season. So we have been to Rider, Montclair, FDU, Pace, Rutgers, Fordham, Caldwell, William Patterson, and many more. So you can look for us on campus September through November. And then one of our sayings, the future is what you make of it. So any questions for me?
Yeah, any questions we have for Nida? Anyone on Zoom? Anyone in?
How many in? There must be. Let's go ahead. How many interns are you looking for this summer? That you still have?
We are looking for about 4.
4?
What? I have a question. So you gotta mute your mic, Professor McGregor. You gotta mute your speaker. The echoes. So I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. What qualities do you look at when looking for, entry level hires or interns, or looking at work for WilkinGuttenPlan?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're definitely looking for a motivated individual, someone that's showing passion with goals in accounting. That's really what's important to us, considering we don't really look for too much experience for our internship, or any for that matter. So it really comes down to attitude and just someone that's motivated.
So you mentioned, you have internships coming in winter and the spring. Do you feel like how, because I know like back in like when it was like COVID, it was all virtually, like how have you seen like the internship experience from 2020 now to now, where we're like out of the pandemic and now we're basically, maskless and we're basically back in the office?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Although I've just gotten here last year, it I think we kind of set up our internship in a way where we help make that transition a little easy from being fully virtual to in person, vice versa. So we kind of help as best as we can to make that process a little easier.
Okay. Do you personally believe, and I've heard this from multiple like companies that I've looked at, I read into an article that I think, I don't know what company, they were having their interns come in, I think only like 2 days a week and then the rest of them virtually. Do you feel like, in your opinion, that the interns should come in the office more often and get that, experience, face-to-face interaction? Or do you feel like there needs to be like a mix, like a hybrid, like 50-50, like half the time you're in the office, half the time hybrid?
Sure, that's a good question. I think it comes down to the individual. I think everyone's learning type is a little different. So, for us, we leave the office fully open for those who do choose to use it. Our interns are more than welcome to be there on a daily basis. We kind of leave that flexibility up to you. So if you decide, I work better, I can work fine at home, you're fully able to. But if you decide, I need to be in the office around other people to kind of get the job done, that is also fully welcome. So we leave that flexibility up to you and not really adhere to one way or another, just because we know everyone has different learning styles.
Yeah, that's great. Does anyone have any other questions on Zoom? Anyone in person? Joe, do you have any questions on Zoom? Joe, I know you have a question. I want to pick on you, but it's okay to ask questions, guys. It's okay to ask. I had a question about when because I'm currently going through an internship right now in audit. Like,
Sure.
when do you feel like, for an intern, like when do you feel like the time is right for them to decide, oh, do you want to do audit? Do you want to do tax? Do you want to do governmental accounting? Like, because
Sure.
yeah.
So that's another reason why we give you both. So you kind of get a feel for both. By the end of the internship, we kind of give you that decision on which one you'd like to make. And let's just say I'm not fully ready to commit to one department or the other. We also have hybrid employees that jump from tax between tax and audit. And then let's just say you start on tax and you decide on tax and you're like, this isn't really working for me that well anymore. We kind of offer you that flexibility to be able to switch over to the other side as well.
Yeah, that's all. That's good. Because I know we do have some finance majors in this club. I know you primarily offer, accounting internships. Are there any like CFO advisory or finance internships that you guys have at WilkinGuttenPlan, or is it mainly
Not
strict?
at this moment. Yeah, mainly looking for accounting, but you never know, things might change as we continue to grow.
Yeah, you never know. It can happen.
Mhm.
Honestly, like when like there's a question I always ask some of the speakers, and it kind of relates around the development of AI, with ChatGPT and, with the AI revolution coming around. Do you personally feel like, in your opinion, that AI is going to replace us accountants, or do you feel like that you do need that human interaction with accountants, like face to face? Or
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question as well. Again, my opinion is only one, but I think I don't think we're necessarily at the point where it can replace humans. There is a lot of interaction between clients and accountants that are definitely necessary to get the job done. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think so at the moment.
yeah. So can you walk us through a day in the day life of like an intern, like if someone was, got hired by, Wilkin Gunn to come as an intern for summer or winter, can you go through like a day to day, like what they would do on a daily basis?
Sure. So it's a little different, just because every day is different. So let's just say, someone wants to hop on a certain project, they can. But to give you an idea of our training, your first day is started with onboarding. So you get to meet with a bunch of different departments. So you get to meet with HR, you get to meet with marketing. You get to meet with IT, you get to meet with our time management people. That's kind of the first day. After that, you start your training. So let's just say you start tax. We're going to give you training on tax. And then right after, we would kind of give you samples to work on. So how we really structure our onboarding is that we teach you and then we ask you to apply your knowledge right after. So that's kind of been our method that's been working with the interns on kind of helping the knowledge stick a little more.
Yeah, can you maybe, I know you're talking about, the company culture of Wilkin Gunplay. Can you go more in depth and maybe like some examples, like what team building activities you guys have done in like the past year or so?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, speaking of which, we're actually planning one now. We aim for two per year or quarterly for some departments. But as of right now, just to give you an example, we're doing a virtual, I believe it was murder mystery sometime at the end of May for some of our associates. A lot of them are out of state and unable to come in person, so we're doing a virtual murder mystery. For our intern farewell this past winter, we did an escape room. So a lot of our interns and their buddies all went out to an escape room and then came back to the office for lunch. I know we did like a real estate scavenger hunt. All of busy season, we do busy season games. So everyone gets to hop on a Zoom. We paint like categories and a bunch of different games, Family Feud. So we're always trying our best to kind of get everyone together, have some fun. I know throughout the year we do several different firm outings, dinners, whatever it might be. We try our best to kind of get everyone engaged in different ways.
Yeah. So, how does, Wilkin Guntenplan, how do you guys foster your professional development for your employees and interns?
Sure. So we have a few systems in place. Like I had spoken on, we have a buddy system and a coaching system. So we also use a platform called PerformYard. Our PerformYard is a 360 feedback platform that allows you to give your higher up feedback while your higher up gives you feedback. We do all of this to kind of just boost your growth, boost your development, because everyone has room to grow and understand what they're doing right, what they could be improving. And then your coach is there to kind of help you guide the way and, help you accomplish what goals you want and, kind of pave that way for you. So that is definitely one thing that we have in place to kind of boost your professional growth.
Yeah. How does the firm, approach building and maintaining long-term relationship with its clients? Because I know when we've had a couple of our firms come in this semester, they had different ways of going about how they approach them. But how do you guys in particular like attack that and basically try and like build and strengthen that relationship between your clients?
That's a good question. So I can't say I can really answer that myself just because I'm a little disinvolved with that area of our clients. But to say the least, we are doing a good job with our clients. So if you want, I can circle back with you on how we foster that relationship with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Joe has a question, I think. Joe, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
What do you find most rewarding about working at WilkinGuttenPlan?
So for me, I can say I love my job. I come to work very happy every day. And every time I tell someone that, they're like, you are lucky because I don't get to say that about my job. So for me, the most fulfilling part is really enjoying what I do. I genuinely enjoy learning here and progressing and working with my colleagues. So that has truly been the most fulfilling part. I'm truly excited about my growth within the firm. So yeah, I can say that is my favorite part of the firm and most fulfilling.
What are like some most common challenges that your clients faced and how does the firm, help to address them?
And that's another good question that might not be up my alley.
That's all right. Actually, I actually do have a question. Where do you personally see WilkinGuttenPlan in the next 5 or 10 years? So where do you see it going?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are definitely focused on growth. That's funny you ask because we have a whole committee dedicated to the growth of the firm. So we have a future firm, which ties into technology, where we want our technology to be 5 years out. How many staff members we're looking to have, different departments, who's on the partner track. So all of these things we're considering in real time for the future. And we're consistently working on it.
That's really cool. Are there any new like services or initiatives that the firm is currently developing? Because I know some firms that I've talked to that I know from like some other people, they say like, oh, they're integrating like Chat GPT into their systems, and others they're, dropping out their timesheets for another service. Like what are you guys doing in particular? Are you adding anything new, or are you just, keep it the same old, just waiting for it, wait till it doesn't work anymore, then fix it down the road, obviously?
And that's a great question. So we have an IT department that's fully dedicated to developing. So they're constantly developing and bettering our apps and our technology. So it's like a proactive, ongoing process where they're working on improving our technology.
Cool. What advice would you give to someone looking to pursue a career in accounting, particularly?
I would say just being dedicated and organized. I think that's super important. And then again, just coming back to being motivated, that will get you really far. Just kind of having that pursuit of knowledge, I think is very important to develop your career.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all my questions I have. I know I wrote a couple down. I don't know if Joe, you have any questions on your end?
Yeah, I have one more. What training or learning opportunities have you found most beneficial in your role?
So for me, my training was a little different. I get to shadow my colleagues. So I went through the same thing as onboarding. I kind of met all the departments, got a feel for everyone in the firm, or at least key people that I would be working with. And then for me, my training kind of was shadowing, and I feel like that was very beneficial for me just because my specific type of learning, I like to watch and I absorb it that way and then apply myself.
All right. Is there
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Any last minute questions? No, Professor McGregor, no questions? No. All righty then. Thank you so much, Nida, for coming to speak to us today. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you for
And guys,
having me.
yes, please connect with her on LinkedIn, on Handshake. Please do after this meeting, guys. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank
Of course,
you.
it's a pleasure. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. And then members stay behind for just a couple announcements. All righty. All right, apologies, it was a quick meeting for today. But next week we have Colin Resnick coming in. One of our former alumni, also former e-board member, BAP, Emily Sickinger will be coming in, along with, I believe, Kaylee Duffy, I think, Dudley will be coming in to speak to us. And then after that actually be our last speaker in the semester for then inductions, which we'll have then on May 1st. So for those who are candidates, if you guys have not done your tutoring hours yet, which are 4 for the semester, 8 for the whole academic year, please do so. If you cannot make tutoring hours, let one of us know on the e-board. We could figure out something for you. And then obviously, if you've not done your meeting requirement, again, reach out to one of us. We could talk to you about how we go about it. But yeah, so with that being said, if anyone else have any other questions, that is it. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you guys here next week when we have Colin Resnick coming. All right.
Thanks so much. Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.